Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshitarine. Hare Krishna. So if we analyze Bhagavad Gita is a book where the Supreme Lord makes very bold declarations. Nowhere else, anywhere else in any scripture, has any incarnation of the Lord made as bold declarations as in Bhagavad Gita. The last verse that we discussed, 9.23. So you please help them to find 9.23. Open 9.22. Today we will discuss 9.23. But 9.23 that we discussed in the last session, where Krishna is very emphatically declaring, he is declaring through Arjuna, he is declaring to the entire human race that those who are his devotees, those who are his exclusive devotees, Ananyas Chintayanto Maham, those who are always meditating on Krishna, Ye Jana, those people, and they are worshipping me by their hearts. How? How do we worship the Lord by our heart? By keeping the Lord in our heart and thinking about his interest. Most of the time, what are we thinking? We are thinking about our own interest, although we do not know what is our interest. Nate vidu swarth gatim hi Vishnu durashaya bahi arthmanina. Andha yatha andha upagiyamana. Because due to conditioned life, due to our imperfect senses, we do not know what is our real interest. Our real interest is in the Supreme Lord. But what we are thinking, our real interest is in this body. Although body is temporary. It takes birth, it has a date of manufacturing, and with date of manufacturing, what comes? Date of expiry. Has anyone in this world come out of this cycle? Everyone is subject to this cycle of date of manufacturing and date of expiry. But we are too obsessed with the body, and we have forgotten our relation and interest with the Supreme Lord. So, but those who have revived, those who have invoked in this human form of life, that their interest lies in the interest of the Supreme Lord. So, ye jana, such people, when they worship Krishna, so what Krishna does? So Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita in this section that Yoga Shema. What does Krishna do? Krishna provides yoga. What does yoga mean? Last time we discussed, anyone remembers what does yoga mean? Connection. And Krishna says that I provide what they lack. He personally provides. Krishna personally provides all the resources. He brings about the prosperity of his devotees. So we don't have to worry. Everyone in this world is very much in anxiety that how he will get his welfare or how he will become secure. But Krishna says, for his devotees, he takes this responsibility. Yoga Shema. He provides the prosperity of his devotees. And Shemam. What is Shemam? Anyone remembers? We discussed Shemam last time. Protection. Protection. That means whatever he has, I protect. That means he will never lose what he has. What is there? The most precious thing to lose is our relation with the Supreme Lord. So Krishna will protect that relationship. He will preserve that relationship. And he says, Vahamiya, I will personally do that. So we see in Bhagavad Gita, those who are students of Bhagavad Gita, those who are followers of Bhagavad Gita, those who are devotees of Bhagavad Gita, in their life, there should not be any insecurity. Why? Because the Supreme Lord is himself providing all protection. Not just protection, he is taking charge of our maintenance. And he is also assuring us all prosperity. So this is the reciprocation Krishna gives what he spoke about those devotees who are his pure devotees. Mahatmanastu Maham Partha. In the 14th verse, we discussed those devotees who are Mahatmas. Mahatma means who are always meditating upon the Supreme Lord. We cannot rubber stamp anyone and say he's a Mahatma. As per Bhagavad Gita, Mahatma is who? Who is always meditating on Krishna. Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Devim Prakritim Mashrita Bhajanti Ananya Manuso. So they are performing bhajan. And how the bhajan is to be performed? From our mind, not externally. Externally, we practice to go internally. The purpose of external bhajan is to become internally connected. So bhajanti ananya manasa gyatva mam bhuta adim avya. For such devotees, how Krishna reciprocates? This is the verse that we discussed. That yoga shemam maha. So a devotee is not unduly anxious in this material. Everyone in this material existence is very anxious. Even the so-called most powerful person in this world is unduly anxious. There is so much of insecurity in his heart. But a devotee is assured. So at every step in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving such profound and unconditional assurance for his devotees. And for those who are devotees of other demigods, what is their situation? That also Krishna is contrasting. We discussed in the 15th verse. Jnana yagena chapi anne. In the 15th verse, 9.15, Krishna said that there are 3 types of other worshippers. Those who also worship me, but their worship is indirect. And how do they worship? Ekatvena, prithatvena, bahuda vishutomukam. Ekatvena, those who consider themselves to be like, please come, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Come. So those who are considering themselves and the Supreme Lord to be one. That means they consider themselves to be spirit and the Supreme Lord also to be the spirit. Although they are in the lower category. But they are accepted because they are considering spirit. They are not considering matter. They are not considering the material body. They are considering the spirit soul. And the others are Prithatvena. Prithatvena means those who consider many to be God. These are demigod worshippers. And Vishutomukham, those who worship in the universal form. So Krishna then gives a detail about those who are demigod worshippers from verse number 20, 21 and 21 we discussed. So 23rd again he is contrasting between those who are demigod worshippers and those who are. So what is the position of his exclusive devotees that he has explained in the 22nd verse. Krishna personally takes Yoga Shema Vahamiyam. Krishna personally provides what they lack, he preserves what they have, and he personally takes that responsibility. Not out of duty, but out of love. So this is the burden of love. There are two types of burden. In this material world, everyone is burdened, isn't it? But the first kind of material burden is called the burden of the beast. Prabhupada compares like an ass. He is loaded with burden. He is forced to carry. So we see in our life, most of the time people are complaining. Why? Because they don't want to perform that service, or they don't want to discharge that, but they are forced. So they are in a situation where they cannot escape. They are forced to do that. But this is not that burden. This is the burden of love. This is out of love. So we will see the 23rd verse. So in the 22nd verse, Krishna spoke about those who are his pure devotees. And those who are demigod worshippers, what is their position? That Krishna will explain in the further verses, 23rd, 24th and 25th verses. So we'll try to cover these three verses today. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvita te api mameva kaunteya यजन्ति अविधि पूर्वकम् ये अपि अन्य देवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता ते अपि मामेव कौन्तेय यजन्ते अविधि पूर्वकम्. Please recite. Try. Give it a try. Yeah. Go ahead. Don't have any fear. Krishna says there is nothing to fear. What will happen? None of us are in perfection mode. In what mode we are? Practice mode. So practice makes a man perfect. Practice. Without fear. Ye api anya devata bhakta shraddhayanvita. You see, very easy way to be able to go over the fear of Sanskrit. Each word has meaning here. Where you see the verse which is presented in English, the Sanskrit is presented in English, and below the Sanskrit, English, there is transliteration, word to word. So when I pronounce, you see the word meaning. And then you read from the word meaning, it will become so easy. The fear of Sanskrit, the phobia of Sanskrit will be gone. Right? Te abhimameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Good attempt. Yes, good. Wait. Let him. He has the mic. Let him recite. Yeah, go ahead.
ये अपि अन्य देवता
Bhakta
यजन्ते सर्वा श्रद्धयान्विता.
But one minute. This shloka is in 2 lines. Okay. So we recite the first line in 2 parts. Okay. Ye api anya devata bhakta. Okay. Yajante shraddhayanvita. Te api mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Okay. Now recite.
ये अपि अन्य देवता भक्ता
Ye api anya devata bhakta
यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता.
yajante shraddhayanvita.
ते अपि माम एव कौन्तेय
Te api mam eva kaunteya
यजन्ति यविधि पूर्वकम्.
yajanti avidhi purvakam. You want to recite? Recite. But when these devotees are reciting, you must concentrate on the book. You are not seeing on the book. Ye api. This is api. You see the word meaning? What is it? Ye are those, api are also. See, Sanskrit, when you see ye and before p there is a apostrophe. So that is a is silent. That means a. With a little bit of practice, you will know. That is why I said what when you have to concentrate, word meaning.
Yapi padanya deva bhakta
Ye api अन्य देवता भक्ता
yajante siddhyanivata
रजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता
te yapi mova kaunteya
ते अपि मामेव कौन्तेय
yajanti yadvakam.
रजन्ति अविधि So what Krishna is saying that we saw the three types of anya categories in the 15th verse. Ekatvena, Prithatvena, Bahuda, Vishwatamukam. So these are Prithatvena, Anya Devata. Those who consider Anya Devata to be the Supreme Lord, they are their worshippers, they are Bhakta. So ye api Anya Devata Bhakta. And what kind of worship they have? Yajante means to worship. So what kind of worship they are having? Shraddhayanvita. They have faith in their respective demigod. So what they are doing? Te api mam eva kaunteya. Actually, they are worshipping me only, Arjuna. But what is their kind of worship? Yajanti avidhi purvakam. It is not vidhi purvakam. It is not proper worship. What kind of worship it is? It is improper worship. It is indirect worship. How it is indirect worship, why it is improper worship, that we will discuss. Those who are devotees of other gods, for your meaning is those who are devotees of demigods, who worship them with faith, actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. Why and how is it so? That we will discuss. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that persons who are engaged in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent. Although such worship is offered to me indirectly, Krishna says, and how it is not proper or how it is not intelligent. Why Krishna is saying that they are unintelligent? So Prabhupada gives an example. He says, for example, when a man pours water on the leaves and branches of a tree without pouring water on the root. You are all agricultural scientists. You know best where we should water the tree, where the tree should be watered, on the flowers, on the fruits, on the leaves, on the branches, on the twigs. Where it should be watered? Do you see the root? Does the root attract any person? Are we ever fascinated or attracted by the root of the tree? What attracts us? The flower, the fruit, or the leaves. So our attraction to the tree is with the flowers, the fruits, the leaves. So and we want to enjoy the flower, the fruits, and the leaves of the tree. So why would we care to pour water on the root? So this is what Prabhupada is explaining, that if a person pours water, if a man pours water on the leaves and branches of the tree without pouring water on the root, he does so without sufficient knowledge or without observing regulative principles. Similarly, the process of rendering service to different parts of the body is to supply food to the stomach. So Prabhupada gives another example, that if you have to serve the body, how do you serve the body? Through feeding the body. And how the feeding is to be done? Through the mouth to the stomach. So he says that similarly, the process of rendering service to the different parts of the body is to simply to supply food to the stomach. The demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. So all these demigods, how many demigods are there? 33 crores. How many millions? 330 millions. A huge number. So what are they? They are different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the law made by the government, not by the officers or directors. This is very important. This is what we will discuss. Many times what we see, whom do we interact with? We interact with those who are on the ground, those who are enforcing the law. But are they the law or are they the lawmaker? And what we try to do, if we break the law, what we want to do? We want to appease them. Or rather, what we want to do them? We want to give them some bribe and get away. You see? If you jump a red light, as soon as the traffic person comes, he says, give me your license. And as soon as he asks for the license, the driver says, no, no, sir, don't ask for the license. Tell me what can I do for you. So just by saying this, what is the deal? That he will give some money. And what the police will do? He will not issue a challan. Because if he issue the challan, then he cannot receive any personal favors. So this is compared, the demigod worshippers are compared to those who are trying to give some favors. So this is what is meant. So one has to follow the law made by the government, not by the officers or director. Similarly, everyone is to offer his worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. How? Two examples Prabhupada gives. It's like if you water the root, the water will reach every branch, every twig, every leaf, every flower and every fruit. You don't have to separately water. Do we need to separately water? If you don't water the root and if you water all these branches or all these leaves, what will be the result? The tree will die. Similarly, if you don't feed the stomach, whatever else you do, your body will become weak. So pouring the water in the root or feeding the stomach means that finding who is the root or who is the supreme and offering our worship and service to him. If you do that, then all other demigods, they are already served. Then you don't need to separately serve them. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. The officers and directors are engaged as representative of the government. And to offer some bribe to the officers and director is illegal. This is stated here as avidhi. So this is not proper. This is improper. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worships of the demigods. Initially, in the 3rd chapter, Krishna spoke that when he created this universe, so he created the mankind also and also the demigods. And he said that there has to be cooperation between the human race and the demigods. But later, Krishna has said that you don't have to separately worship them. So this is very important. So again and again, you see, this is Bhagavad Gita gives the clarity. And Bhagavad Gita also instills conviction in us that what we have to do. If we do this one thing of pouring water in the root, then the entire tree is automatically nourished. If you feed the stomach, then the body is already energized. Then you need not separately do anything else. So demigod worship in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very emphatically says is avidhipur. It is improper. You cannot equate the minister or the officer of the government equal to the head of the state as president or prime minister. Just because we are eulogizing, you understand the word eulogize? That we are wrongly considering or we are wrongly pampering someone. We are not going to achieve perfection. So that is what Krishna is saying. That they are, because they are avidhipurvakam, they are less intelligent, or their worship is not proper, so they will not get perfection. They will not achieve perfection. Further he says in the 24th verse, Aham hi sarva yajnanam भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च न तु माम् अभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेन तस्तवन्ति ते अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च न तु माम् अभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेन तचवन्ति ते. Recite? Someone else who did not recite? Attempt? Not very difficult. Yeah.
अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां
अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
विजानन्ति
न तु माम् अभिजानन्ति अथ तत्त्वेन अथ च वन्ति ते. Very good. Very good. So Krishna says that aham hi sarva yajnana. So amongst all the sacrifices which are being offered, either directly or indirectly, Krishna is the bhokta, he is the enjoyer, or he is the receiver of all sacrifices, either direct or indirect. And he is also the Prabhu. Prabhu means he is the Lord. But the mass of men do not know this. Na tu mam abhijananti. Jananti means to know. And abhi na jananti means that they do not know. What they do not know? Tatvena. Tattva means the truth, the essential truth or the reality. Tell him, I'll speak after half an hour. So because they do not know the tattva, Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita the absolute truth. Who is the supreme absolute truth? The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So because those who are in ignorance of this tattva, of this fact, of this truth, they do not know, then what happens? They atha chavanti, they fall down. Fall down from where? From their spiritual position. What is our position? Fallen position. We are all spirit beings. We are all spiritual. But do we accept this fact? Or do we experience this fact? No. So the reason for that is because we have forgotten this fact that Krishna is the Sarvayagya, Bhokta and Prabhu, which he has already declared in the 5th chapter. In the 5th chapter, 29th verse, Krishna has made this declaration. What did he say in the 5th chapter, 29th verse? Bhoktaram yagitapasham sarvaloka maheshwaram Shruhidam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. So Krishna says that Bhoktaram yagitapasam. Krishna is the Bhokta. Bhokta means the enjoyer. And in this imperfect situation, what the Jiva is trying to become? The Jiva is trying to become Bhokta or the enjoyer. So that is not possible. The beneficiary of all sacrifices will remain to be Krishna. Sacrifice means Yagya by Vishnu. Yagya is to be performed for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. So I am the only enjoyer. So if we know this fact, then we will stop competing with Krishna. And what we will do, we will stop cooperating with Krishna. Then the struggle will be over in our life. If we accept this fact that Krishna is the enjoyer, and what we are only his cooperators. We cannot take that position. In this entire material existence, there is only this struggle. What is the struggle? Everyone is trying to become controller. He wants to take the position of controlling others. Trying to become enjoyers, controller. But whoever tries, in whatever ways, you see, from time immemorial, big monarchs, Who were the biggest names in the monarch? Alexander the Great. But all his greatness was reduced to dust. Akbar, or whoever, or the British Empire, what happened? So no one can become enjoyer. Everyone is to be enjoyed. And who is the enjoyer? The Supreme Lord. So we accept this fact, then there is no fall down. That means we will remain in our constitutional position. Constitutional position means the spiritual position. So Krishna is declaring here that I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize me, those who do not accept this authority or do not accept this principle, and they do not recognize my transcendental nature, they all fall down. So the entire struggle in material existence is for supremacy. And whom are we competing with? The Supreme Lord. Whoever, with whatever might or resource he may try, what will be the result? There will be only one outcome. It will be a fiasco. It will be a failure. So why we are there in this useless struggle? Why can't we accept the authority of the Supreme Lord and cooperate with him? And bring relief to ourselves and make our life happy and prosperous. When he himself is declaring that if you accept my proposal, if you accept my supremacy and authority, what I will do? Yoga, Shemam, Vahamiyam. I will personally provide. Ramya, mute yourself. Hare Krishna. So there will always be two classes of men. One is called divine. Who are divine? Those who accept the authority of the Supreme Lord, who don't compete with him. They cooperate with him. They are called divine. And the other is called demonic. Who are the demonic? Who do not accept his authority but challenge him and try to compete with him. So as Kali Yuga will progress, the divine will become less in number and the demonic will become more prominent. So the struggle for material existence is going to become even more difficult because of our disobedience. Disobedience is another word for being demoniac. Okay, so let us discuss. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performance recommended in the Vedic scriptures. There are many different yajnas where we discussed in the 4th chapter. There were so many yajnas discussed, Jnana yajna and Karma yajna. So many types of yajnas were discussed. But actually, all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yajna means Vishnu. In the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should work only for satisfying Yajna or Vishnu. What is the verse? Anyone remembers? In the 3rd chapter? Dayashil, what is the verse? Yagyarth karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhana. 3.11. So every work should be performed as sacrifice. How work becomes worship? We say, na, my work is worship. No. Bhagavad Gita tells which work becomes worship, not any work. The person who is going for robbing, he says, my work is worship. Why is declaring his work is worship? A butcher says that I am killing. My work is worship. No. Which work becomes worship? When the work is done for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Yagyarthat karmano anyatra. When the work is done as a sacrifice, as an offering to the Supreme for his pleasure, for his satisfaction, then the work becomes worship. Not otherwise. Otherwise, what it becomes? Yagyarthat karmano anyatra lokom. That work will become the cause of bondage. What is the bondage? The soul is bound. Where is the soul bound? In the body. And can you find any doctor or any consultant to release it? Can anyone, any relative, mother, father, can anyone help? Any teacher can help? No. This is the greatest bondage. And where is this bondage coming? By not performing sacrifice. So everyone in this material world is bound. Loko ayam karma bandhana. Loko ayam, entire race, entire planets, they are bound. And how they are bound? By their own defective work, which is not offered as sacrifice. So Krishna says that I will teach you that art of work, so that your work becomes sacrifice. So here he is saying that Yajna means Vishnu. The perfection form of human civilization known as Varnashram Dharma is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. So in the Vedic Indian culture, the culture which is Vedic Indian culture means the culture which is given by the Supreme Lord. So there are 4 divisions according to social order and 4 divisions according to the classification based on living. So they are called Brahmachari, then Grihastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. This is for everyone. Why Brahmachari life is important? Because in Brahmachari life, he is committed for acquiring knowledge. He gives up all attachment with this material world and he lives under the shelter of his spiritual master to learn Vedas or knowledge from him, abstaining from all kind of material indulgence. So he receives knowledge. But now what is the problem? We are wanting to have knowledge also, but our mind is dispersed in so many other directions. Then we cannot achieve this knowledge, the knowledge of the soul. Then after that, there is the institution of marriage. One can enter into marriage life, but that is not for the entire life. That is for stipulated time, 25 years. First 25 years is celibate life, and next 25 years is marriage life. And then there is Vanprastha. Vanprastha means detachment. Detachment from material attachment. What is the biggest attachment? This body and its relationship. And finally, sannyas. Sannyas means renunciation. Before you renounce the body, you develop detachment from the body, an attachment to spiritual. So these are the 4 social order. And there are 4 divisions of the society based on their natural qualities, not based on birth. Guna karma vibhageyo. Krishna says, Chatur varnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhageyo. According to the qualities and according to their guna is quality and karma is their activity. Like you see, if you go to a person whose father is surgeon. So he says, my father is surgeon. From birth, I know what is surgery. So come, I will operate you. Will you agree? You will not agree. You will not risk your life. Just being born in a family of a surgeon, does he qualify to become a surgeon? So how can one become Brahman? So this is pseudo Brahman. So Krishna does not agree or recommend this thing. He says, Guna, you must have that quality, you must have that qualification, and also not just qualification, you must be performing that activity. You must be skilled in that activity. So there are 4 divisions. Like we see the body. Body has many divisions. Body has head, body has hands, body has stomach, and body has legs. So the Brahmana class is compared to the head, intelligent class, those who guide. If you lose one hand, you can still work. If you lose even both the hands, you can still continue to live. So the Kshatriyas are called like the hands. Brahmanas are considered like the head. Head gives what? It gives guidance. It gives direction. Or it gives decisions. So without head, no one can survive. And hands are compared to Kshatriyas. Hands are, you perform actions. So they are the administrative class. They perform activity and they protect. And stomach is like the mercantile class called the Vaishyas. So they do all business, commerce, agriculture. Without them, we cannot survive. And Shudras are like legs. Who are considered to be Shudras? Those who do not qualify to be Brahmanas by their guna and karma. And those who are neither Kshatriyas nor Vaishyas. But in Vedic society, everyone, like, do we disregard our legs? Without legs, we cannot do anything. We cannot move. So every limb has its own importance. And one is not there to discriminate or exploit others. That was the Vedic culture. So there is a perfect harmony in the society. So that is called Varnashram. And according to the social class and the activity, everyone's goal was only one. What was the goal? Is to perform yajna, to satisfy Vishnu. The perfectional form of human civilization known as Varnashram Dharma is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna says in this verse that I am enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the supreme master. Less intelligent persons, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefits. But if you see, if you analyze, why do people go to demigods to worship? Actually, they are not going to satisfy the demigod or please the demigod. They are going to find some benediction or some boons from the demigod. So why they are going? They are going for the fulfillment of their desires. They do not have any such attachment or any such desire or intensity to serve him. But their desire is to receive from them. And what kind of benefits they can receive? Temporary. So many examples of so many worshippers are there. You see Ravan. Whom did he please? Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva gave him benediction. But what happened finally? He was killed by the Supreme Lord. Lord Ram killed him. And all his benediction was reduced to dust. So this is demoniac tendency. What is the demonic tendency? Is to grab some power from the demigod. Why they are attracted to the demigod? Because he has some power. He has some position. He has some capacity. So what we want to do? We want to acquire or attain that resource and we want to enjoy it. So these people are called as less intelligent people. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. What is the desired goal of life? Is to attain freedom. Freedom from where? From bondage. Who will be freed? Soul. Right now the soul is in bondage. The freedom for the soul is not possible when one is trying to worship the demigods for temporary benefits. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord. Although that is not pure devotion, and thus he will achieve the desired result. That we saw in the 7th chapter. Krishna says that even 4 types of people who come to me. What are the 4 types of people? Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritano arjuna artha. Those who are in distress. Many times people, why they come to this Lord? Because they are in distress. When the exams are coming and when we feel that we have not prepared, then what we want to do? We want to add the blessings of the Supreme Lord that please pass kara do. इस साल पास करा तो अगले साल से पढ़ूंगा. They are distressed or they are in trouble. They are in some diseased condition. The disease, they are not finding any doctor to cure them. So what they come? They come to the Supreme Lord. Please release me from this pain. Please release me from this suffering state. And when they are released, they forget. So they are the distressed. So they are also coming with desires. They are coming for their own material well-being or benefit. And second is those who are artharthi, those who are desirous of wealth. Like Dhruv Maharaj. Why did Dhruv Maharaj worship the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu? Because he wanted a planet which is even higher than Brahma's planet. But Lord fulfilled him, his desire. But in the process, he was purified. When he got the audience of the Lord, he said that my desire for achieving that planet is already gone. My ignorance is gone. I don't have any such desires. Kachan vichan vin api divya ratnam. That I was asking for broken glasses. But what now I have got? I have got a sparkling diamond. So I don't need these broken glasses. Swami Kitartho Asmin Baram na yache. I don't want that kingdom. But the Lord says, no, I will grant you that kingdom. Well, Krishna is saying, na, Yoga Shemam. Whatever they lack, I will provide. So this is very, very important. If we understand this one aspect of Bhagavad Gita, one aspect of Bhagavad Gita will give us that unnecessary freedom from all struggle. We will not compete with the Supreme Lord. If we start from today not to compete with the Supreme Lord, then our struggles are over. And second, we cooperate with him. And as soon as we cooperate with him, we come under his protection. And he is assuring us in Bhagavad Gita that Yoga Shemam Vahamiyam. And here in this section, Krishna is contrasting that those who are demigod worshippers, what they do is they miss this opportunity. They all miss the opportunity. They fall down. Na tu maham abhijananti tatvena atha chavanti te. Because they do not accept this fact. What happens? They miss the opportunity and they fall down. Okay? What is the time? I want to take this verse. I think I have 5-10 minutes. Or I have a lot of time. Okay. I'll take the 25th verse and complete this section at least. Yanti devavrata devan pitrin yanti pitravrata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyagyopi mam yanti devavrata devan pitrin yanti pitravrata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyagnopi mam. Please recite. Try. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin vrata pitrin yanti pitra vrata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyagnopi mam. So what Krishna is saying, that yanti, that they will achieve that destination. Where they will achieve the destination? Devavrata Devan. Devavrata means those who are the worshippers, those who are the followers of the demigods. What will be their destination? They will go to the destination of the demigods. Whom they have worshipped, that destination they will achieve. So those who are the worshippers of the demigods, they will go to the demigods' planets. And Pitrin Yanti Pitravata. Pitrin is the forefathers or the ancestors. You're seeing this period, which is now ending Shraddh. In this Shraddh, what people do, they do all kind of ceremonies. They offer oblations for their deceased descendants. Shraddh. They offer oblations and so many other rituals. So they are worshippers of their forefathers. So where they will go? They will go to that destination. Pitrin Yanti. Like you have taken a ticket to Mumbai. So where you will go? Mumbai. If you take a ticket to Mumbai and sit in a plane, that I want to go to Calcutta. You may desire to go to Calcutta, but you cannot reach Calcutta. Because your ticket is only for Mumbai. So you can only go to Mumbai. So, and then ticket cannot be transferred also. It cannot be changed. And Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja. Bhutani means those who are the worshippers of ghosts and spirits. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, they worship. There are many kind of worshippers, Kali worshippers, Kal Bhairav worshippers, so many kind of worshippers. So what they worship? Bhutani Yanti. So what will be their destination? They will go to their respective worshipable people. And then Krishna is saying, Yanti mad yagyopima. But those who are my worshippers, those who are offering sacrifices to me, what will be their destination? They will come to me. They will not go anywhere else. They will directly come to me. Those who worship the demigods will take birth amongst the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghost and spirit will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. As I said, Bhagavad Gita is a book of declarations. Again and again, Krishna is giving such unconditional and emphatic declarations. But still, people in Kali Yuga are not convinced. This is the irony. If anyone has any desire to go to the moon, the sun, or any other planet, one can attain the desired destination by following the specific Vedic principles recommended for that purpose. Not you can have a machine to go to moon planet or sun planet. It's not possible. It is a farce. It's a complete farce. Such as the process technically known as the Darsha Purnamasi. These are vividly described in the fruitive activities portion of the Vedas. So Vedas are very vast, and Vedas are classified into three categories. One is called the Karma Kand, and the other is called the Jnana Kand, and the third is called the Upasana Kand. So the Karma Kand section is very predominant. Karma Kand means fruitive activities. Fruitive activity means that you perform any worship for demigod, and in return you receive some boon or benediction or blessing. So 96% of the Vedas is filled with this kind of rituals or worship. Which is again, which kind of worship? Avidhi Purva. And that higher than the Karma Kand section is the Jnana Kand. Jnana Kand means the knowledge section. What is the knowledge? That we are not this body, we are not the mind, we are spirit soul. And Upasana Kand is the highest. Upasana Kand is the worshipping the Supreme Lord. But that is a very small fraction of it. As I said, 96% is Karma Kand, fruitive activities. So that is why Krishna says that beware of the Vedas. Which section of Vedas you are in? So amongst all the Vedas, the Pancham Veda is the Mahabharata. There are 4 Vedas. Rig, Sam, Atharva and Yajur. And the 5th Veda is the Mahabharata. And in the Mahabharata, in the Bhishma Parva, Bhagavad Gita is spoken. So this is Shruti, because it is spoken by the Supreme Lord in Smriti. Smriti means that which is scripted. So Mahabharata is scripted by whom? Vedavyas. But in that scripture also, this teachings of Krishna is given. So it is very unique. It is Shruti in Smriti. So here Krishna is saying that if you want to go to different planets, if you want to go to different destinations, what you have to do? You have to follow the process given in the Vedas. Similarly, one can attain the Pitha planet by performing a specific yajna. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become a Yaksha, Raksha or Pisacha. Pisacha worship is called black arts or black magic. There are many men who practice this black art and they think that is spiritualism. But such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, a pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead only achieves the planet of Vaikuntha and Krishna Lok without a doubt. So as very important, as is your worship or as is your the deity, so you will achieve the destination. While you are living, you will receive the reward, and when your life is over, you will also achieve the destination according to that. So it is in whose hand? Our future decides on whom? No. The choice that we make. The choice that we make. And he is helping us by giving Bhagavad Gita that we make the right choice. We do not succumb to the temptations and make a wrong choice. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that if simply worshipping the demigods, one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pitas, achieve the Pit planet, or by practicing Vedic art, achieve the ghostly planets, why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people have no information of these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live. And because they do not know of them, they fall. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahma Jyoti. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home, back to Godhead. If you see, interestingly, amongst all those who are practicing devotees of Krishna and Krishna consciousness, it is not that from birth they were all worshipping Krishna. Most of us, I mean, I know my case, and I know the case of many other practicing devotees. We were all in the category of demigod worshippers. Like in my case, from my very birth, because my father was worshipping Hanumanji. So by birth, I became a devotee of Hanumanji. What religion do we follow? According to the birth, wherever we take birth, in whatever family we take birth, that is our default religion, and we practice it. So we were all demigod worshippers. Most of the ISKCON devotees, they were all demigod worshippers. But it happened so that they came in touch with devotees. And with the devotees came this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Then gradually their awakening or their inclination towards Krishna happened. And believe me, this has happened only because the demigod that they were worshipping was held, they were held by that demigod. Like in my case, I tell you, I was, as I said, I was a devout devotee, still I am, of Hanumanji. But now I know how to please Hanuman by pleasing Lord Ram. I cannot separately please Hanuman. Can I separately please Hanuman? No. It was just like pouring the water on the leaves. But now I know where is the root. The root is Lord Ram. So, in one book of Hanumanji's bhajan, there was this verse of Bhagavad Gita written, Sarva dharmani parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So I read this verse and I inquired, what does this verse means? From one Panditji who was coming to our house and performing puja. The same Karm Kand kind of Pandit. So he told me this is the verse from Bhagavad Gita. So I said, what is Bhagavad Gita? He said, you don't know Bhagavad Gita? I said, no, I don't know. I was young, very young. So he said that when you go to railway station, you will find a bookstore. And there you can buy in 2 rupees Bhagavad Gita. Gita Press, Gorakhpur. So I brought Bhagavad Gita and I started to read. So who helped me? Hanuman. So many devotees I have seen. They were all worshippers of demigods. But somewhere they were not very selfish. I'll give you one more incident. There was one devotee who was a devout follower of Lord Shiva in Varanasi. And he was a Brahmin, a poor Brahmin. I have stayed in Varanasi. In Varanasi, there are many, many Shiva devotees. That city is of Lord Shiva. So he had his daughter to be married and he had no money. So he went to Lord Shiva and said that, You give me some provision. How do I marry the daughter without any resources or money? So Lord Shiva said him that you go to Mathura and you there go and meet one saint called Sanatan Goswami. And you tell him that I have sent you. And he will give you one touchstone. Touchstone, you know. Touchstone has this potency. If you touch, it will transform whatever you touch. And what was the potency of that touchstone? Whatever you touch will convert into gold. So he said, you go there, meet this saint, and as much as gold that you require to marry your daughter, you take from him. I am renounced, I don't have gold. I cannot give you gold. But I can tell you the place from where you can get gold. So he traveled from Varanasi and came to Mathura, came to the place of Srila Sanatan Goswami. And he said that, my dear sir, I have been sent by Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva has told me that you have a touchstone. So you can help me. So kindly be merciful and share that touchstone with me. So Sanatan Goswami said, okay, no problem. If Lord Shiva has sent you, then I am bound to honor you. Because Lord Shiva is Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. He is the foremost devotee of the Lord. So he said, okay, you see that pile of refuge? In that pile of refuge, there is this box, and beneath that box, you will find the touchstone. So the Brahman went there at the pile of refuge. He lifted the box and he found the touchstone. And he was very happy that with this touchstone, as much amount of gold I want, I can have. So he was returning from Mathura. So he had to cross the river. And while he was crossing the river, because he was Brahmana, he had intelligence. So he was thinking that how is it so that this touchstone is the most valuable thing in the world? And Sanatan Goswami just gave it to me without any resistance. And he never cared to get it back. He never asked me to return it. So he thought that means Sanatan Goswami must be having something which is more valuable. Isn't it? Otherwise, how can he part with it? So he went back. And he said, Sanatan Goswami, you have cheated me. I said, how? Bolo, you said that this is the most valuable thing, but you gave it to me without even caring to get it back. So you must be having something which is more valuable than this. That is why you did not care for it and you kept it in the pile of refuge. So what is that thing which you have which you did not share with me? I want that. So Sanatan Goswami said that if you're really interested to get that what I have, then you go to the Yamuna and throw this touchstone there with him. So that no one can have. So the Brahmana followed and came back. And he said that now I am surrendered to you. Now you please share with me the most valuable thing. So Sanatan Goswami said that what I have is the nectar of the holy name in my heart. And as soon as I recite that holy name, the Supreme Lord, he appears and he dances on my tongue. And that nectar I can relish, which cannot be compared to anything of this world. And that comes by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And you make a Google search. Who is this Sanatan Goswami? Sanatan Goswami was the Prime Minister of Nawab Hussain Shah, an Indian history. Is an actual personality, not any fictitious. He was the Prime Minister. And 500 years back, Bengal was the most prosperous state in India. That is why the Britishers, they did not make Delhi the capital or Mumbai the capital. From where did they enter? From Bengal. They made Calcutta the capital because that was most prosperous. And they, of course, they ruined it by taking away the prosperity. So this is very important. So those who have really tasted the beauty of Krishna, or those who have tasted the nectar of Krishna, then they have distaste for anything in this world. But one must experience that higher taste. And to experience that higher taste, one has to practice. One has to apply the principles. Without applying the principles, you cannot achieve perfection. So here, what we discussed in this section, to summarize, that Krishna is very emphatically explaining through Arjuna to all of us that do not be allured or misguided by the temporary benefits. Like a child, if you tell him what is better for you, you want to study or you want to play, what will he select? Is the play better for him? No. But if he is mature, he can know what is beneficial for him. So Krishna is giving this wisdom. Krishna is giving us this knowledge. And he's also giving us this conviction so that we can follow and we can select what is the ultimate benefit for him. And how he can be pleased, that I will discuss next time. Just by little endeavor, little bit of inclination, Krishna is highly pleased. Okay, so I'll stop here. I still have time. I have 8 minutes. So I open this 8 minutes for you to ask questions, or if you have any doubt, please ask. Or you have a question. But let others also ask. I'll come to your question, no doubt. Very important, very, very important section of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is emphasizing so much that he is telling what is the situation, what is the position of his devotee, and what is the position of other demigod worshippers. Hare Krishna. Huh? Who are demigod? Demigods are the appointed representatives of the Supreme Lord. Like the Prime Minister is there, the Prime Minister also has many ministers, isn't it? So the ministers, sometimes what happens is that the person wants to appease the minister and tell him that you are the Prime Minister. But by saying the minister to be the Prime Minister, he will not become Prime Minister. Prime Minister has unlimited power. And where is the minister? Actually, where is the minister receiving the power from? From, very good, very intelligent. And the Prime Minister can at any time withdraw the power, isn't it? Ministers can be changed by the Prime Minister. So we should be able to see that from where the empowerment is coming. We should be able to connect to the source, to the foundation, to the root. Okay? Hare Krishna. What happened? This is not required. This is not required. But I'm very happy that you come and hear Bhagavad Gita. This is glorious. Very, very glorious. Hare Krishna. Please ask. Please don't hesitate. Whatever doubt you have, whatever question you have, please ask. Even online viewers, if you have any question, if you have any doubt, please ask. You have a question? Okay. Give me mic. Yeah.
How to become, not to become a competitor abroad and a co-competitor.
Yeah.
A little bit more elaboration.
Simple. By accepting his authority. Because if you don't accept the authority, then what we become? Competitor. So the first thing is to accept his authority. Authority in a sense that he is our loving father. He is our well-wishing friend. Krishna is speaking that. Suhidam sarva bhutana gyatva mam shantim rishyati. He is not as an authoritative dictator, but he is asking authority to become accept him as our well-wisher. If we accept him as our well-wisher, then there is possibility of following his guidelines. If we don't accept the authority, then we will never be able to follow. This is where the flaw is. So we accept his authority and we attempt to follow. So that is cooperation. But if we say, yes, I accept the authority and I will follow, but I do something whimsical and I am absorbed in my own interest, then that is not following. That is called pseudo following. Making a show, but not actually doing it. Like a student is enrolled in IERI. He says, yes, I will follow. So what he has to follow? There is a curriculum, no? He has to study what is there in the curriculum. He says, no, I am not interested in this book. I will study some other book. I will take tutorials from internet. What will be the result? When the exam will come, the result will come, what will be the result? And you will fail. So most important thing is following. Cooperation means to follow. But how and when we will follow? When there is acceptance. Acceptance has to be not forcible. That is why Krishna is giving this wisdom. Krishna is giving this power to be able to make the right choice. So we are being informed. So we can make the correct decision. So very important that, so see, this is the difference. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita in the midst of the battlefield, both to the side of Pandavas also and Kauravas also. But there was a difference. Pandavas accepted and Kauravas rejected. So they all lost. And Krishna never forfeits this freedom of ours. He does not enforce or impose anything on us. It is by our own choice. If we make the right choice, then he will protect. If we have some other choice, then we are on our own. The material energy bewilders or misguides us. So that is why Krishna is giving this wisdom. He is giving this knowledge to us. Yes, Hare Krishna. Which verse? 23. What you were saying? Which
Stop for Namasi.
okay, this is one recommended specific Vedic principle. This is for specific purposes. If somebody wants to go to Devalok or Pitralok, so, but I'm not interested, so I did not pursue that. I didn't go that. What is the point? When Krishna is saying, Yanti mam yagyopi mam. But these are for those who are not interested in going to Krishna. They will find these ways and these tracks where they are and what they are. Because wherever they will go, what will be the return? They'll have to come back. Yes, madam. What's your question?
आपने बोला कि वो तीन प्रकार के
क्या चीज?
वेद
वेद में 3 sections है predominantly, yeah. First is Karma Kand. Karma Kand is Vedic rituals. Why we do? So as to we get the material benefits. So 96% of it is Karma Kand. Yeah, all of it, most of it.
Yeah.
उसमें सब में यही sections है maximum. Karma Kand maximum. It is not only Karma Kand, but predominantly it is Karma.
जो ज्ञान कांड
ज्ञान कांड में कुछ सेक्शंस हैं जैसे उपनिषद्स वगैरह है, ठीक है, और फिर उसके ऊपर है उपासना कांड. ठीक है. यस अभिनव बोलो.
Like in Mahabharata, Arjun
Yeah.
lost his child,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still he chose to follow Krishna in the end of his life. So how to build that faith and trust?
That will come gradually. That will not come, accidentally or all of a sudden. As our knowledge increases, as our conviction in Krishna increases, our faith will deepen. And then as we follow, so we will have realizations. Because we will be able to come to that stage of faith where Arjuna did not blame Krishna that I am following you, and what is the result? That I have lost my only son. Did he ever say that? He never questioned. Never questioned. And what did Krishna do in return? That Krishna entered the womb of the granddaughter of Arjuna, Uttara, and saved his descendant, Parishit. But he did not save any of the Kauravas. Did he save? Rather, he was instrumental in killing all of them because they always doubted. So that kind of faith is very, very deep faith. That is called Dhrida Shraddha. Shraddha is of many, levels. First is the Laukik Shraddha. Then there is Komal Shraddha. Then there is Shastrik Shraddha. And then there is Dhrida Shraddha. Like somebody wants to do PhD. But where he begins? He begins from schooling. He cannot directly be a PhD. He has to pass schooling. He has to pass graduation. He has to pass post-graduation. Then he can come in post-graduation. So how do we begin schooling? By following what Krishna says. And then when we follow, because this is the Vani of the Supreme Lord, these principles are given by the Supreme Lord, we will have many, many experiences, many, many realizations. And that realization will invoke faith in your heart. And as that faith deepens, then one day we can come to that level. Not suddenly or abruptly. Not suddenly or abruptly. Yes or no? One time we don't get food, you see how much is our faith. We will be exposed. Till the time we get favor, we say the Lord is good. And when there is any reversal, then our kick and curse comes out from our heart. That is not faith. Arjuna's faith was deep. It was beyond favors and benedictions. Because he has a desire to serve the Lord. Okay? Very good. That should be our aspiration. Very good. It is glorious. We should have the aspiration that I also want to be the follower of Arjuna. If you are the follower of Arjuna, then you are a candidate to receive Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Because whom is Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita? Only to Arjuna, no one else. Because Arjuna had that conviction in his heart. Duryodhan was thinking that if he gets Narayani Sena, he will win. But what is the use of Narayani Sena without Narayan? Everybody is wanting Lakshmi. In this entire world, everybody in Diwali is worshipping Lakshmi. Lakshmi ghar aave. And if you have Narayan, Lakshmi is already there. If you don't have Narayan, Lakshmi is Chanchala. People are so foolish. Still worshipping Lakshmi without Narayan. Lakshmi will never stay. Lakshmi is Chanchala only when there is no Narayan. If there is Narayan, Lakshmi is always there, serving Narayan. So if you use the resources in service of Ram, Krishna or Narayan, there will never be any dearth of Lakshmi. But that is Raman. The Raman wanted what? Sita without Ram. His entire dynasty was wiped out. This is what the people are trying to do. They are wanting goddess of fortune without the Supreme Lord. Can they enjoy? Can anyone enjoy? Everyone is aspiring to be a Ravana. He cannot be a Ravana, a mini Ravana. Prabhupada says everyone is wanting to be a mini Ravana. So that is what is competitor. That spirit is competitive spirit. That we must give up. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your attention and for your coming. I hope I have tried to share the very important principle. So please try to hear Bhagavad Gita. Try to come and hear Bhagavad Gita. And when you attentively hear, there will be the genuine desire from the heart to accept and apply. So that day will be glorious day. That will be the defining day of our life. Hare Krishna. And we have one festival coming, a very big festival, a spiritual festival for the youths of India. Udgar festival. We have put up a poster. I think none of you, were you able to do that registration that day? It opened. You have done, Sunil? So my request to all of you is please do registration. Please spend one day. This is on 12th of October, which is Sunday. Yeah. and it is much prior to the festive season. So that entire day, we will showcase that how the youth can practice spirituality. And it is also a mega entertainment, spiritual entertainment program. More than 15,000 youths from entire Delhi NCR will be coming, from all the top institutes also. They will be coming from IITs, IIMs. We also want IRI to represent. So you can take the link from Sunil and Dr. Dolamani and register. My request is please register now. Subhasta Shikram. Anything good you should do immediately. Okay. Thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada